Hey guys, it's Anisha from the 5 Years to 40 podcast. Welcome back to another episode. On this channel, we like to talk about our careers, our finances, our relationships, and it's dedicated to millennials who are talking and thinking and taking tremendous steps towards a fascinating life. Tonight, we're going to be talking about goals, specifically career goals. So if you're interested, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, thanks for joining back, guys. And if this is your first time, welcome. Please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification little bell thing so whenever a new episode comes out, you are the first to know. I appreciate you being here. All my fivers who are returning, I love you guys so much. Thank you for taking the time. Let's get into what we're talking about today. So we're talking about goals because it's the beginning of the year and it is very topical. Everybody's talking about the things that they're going to do and the way they're going to do things, and I love it. It's exciting. I believe that growth and development is demanded by life. Life demands that we grow and we change and we evolve. So I love to see everybody getting into it and sending all the good vibes and support to the people who are in fact getting things off the ground. Now, we tend to set goals for different things, and usually we would spend a lot of energy on things like our health and our finances, which is good, but also we should be spending some time on our career, like goals that can help us to show up in a more intentional way in our career. And hello, we spend more than 8 hours every day at our jobs, and that's just physically, because when you leave work, sometimes your mind is still on it. And if you're a small business owner, hello, it's 24/7, your mind is on your small business, your business, right? And your career goals. So it's really important to have things set up or intentions for it. It also helps you to avoid apathy, like, oh, I can't be bothered. I'm just going to do this and go home. I'm just, go in the motions. When you have goals, things that you're working towards, and that helps you to achieve them. So let's talk about five things that we could add this year to our goals list that are completely achievable and that would help us to have a more fascinating year. Okay, so the first thing is the goal to be more effective at communication. Now, effective communication is something people always talk about. Ironically, it is not something that is often done. And we need to be able to communicate well, especially at our jobs and in our career, because effective communication helps to promote trust. It helps to build better relationships with other people. It helps us to be more empathetic. It helps us to create a culture that's more empathetic. And it helps us with self-awareness. And all of those little things eventually end up to help us being more productive in our workplace. How does one become more effective at communication? Well, the easiest thing I could think of is, if you don't know, learn. You can simply do things like research online, Google University. You can attend courses maybe from online schools, or you can attend an intensive course, whatever you choose to do. Learn more about how you can become more effective at communication. Now, while you're learning, be sure to practice the things that you're doing. And some of the ways you can practice is simply doing things like listening more than talking, being an active listener. You can help other people by calling ahead when you have to do something that's complex. So let's say there's a complex email you have to send. Instead of sending the long writing, and when it reaches the person's inbox, the person's like, what are you saying? What is this person saying right now? I can't deal with it. You call ahead, you give them an idea of what is happening, so they get the tone and the intonation from you. So when it shows up, it's not a surprise, and they don't have to feel like you're talking at them or whatnot, because they already had that conversation. You could also do things like being more meaningful with how you communicate with people. Like, be precise, be brief, be concise, not all over the hill and the mountains, and people are like, oh God, please get to the point. What are you saying? Be aware of the context that you're in and the type of media that you're using to communicate, so people are able to get the message clearer, and that you're able to communicate effectively. Goal number 2 is learning how to lead yourself, even before you lead others. So many of us are, leaders in various aspects of our lives, and that's wonderful. But the most important thing we can do to help ourselves to become even better leaders is learning how to lead ourselves. Self-leadership basically is taking accountability for your life and the way you show up in your work and in every space that you're in. And as you are practicing self-leadership, you're able to be more empowered because you are able to take responsibility for whatever is happening around you. You understand your role when something goes right, you understand your role when something goes wrong, and you're able to remain solution oriented and creative because, okay, something is happening here, I need to step into it. I will not say that person that caused that, this make this thing, this person do that, is that person that was talking, is this person that make the thing delay. None of that crap. Like, your self leadership means, okay, this may have happened, but this is the next step. Now, 2 critical things towards helping you to become a good, strong self-leader is discipline and consistency. Discipline is like the core of every good thing you could think about in your life, and it is still one of the things that we struggle with the most. But understand that when you are able to show up for yourself in a way that you promise yourself, like you say you're going to do exercise, you say you're going to reach work at a certain time, you say you're going to accomplish a task, and you don't let excuses or other external things, distractions and other people prevent you from doing it, then that helps you to become more consistent, and it helps you to become more confident in yourself. And that is where your true self-leadership shows, and it helps to improve your competence. And of course, as your competence increases, you're able to not just lead yourself, but to lead others. The third thing you could consider for a goal for this year is expanding your network or surrounding yourself by great people. It's really important, whatever stage of life you're in or in your career, that you make sure you have support from people who you genuinely admire and who can help you to grow and think outside of your usual box. Now, it is said that we are a reflection of the 5 people we spend the most amount of time with. So while you're building this circle and great people that you're surrounding yourself with, you want to consider that. So think about people who might be able to help you to grow, to stretch outside of your comfort zone, people who will be able to offer examples, who would have lived by example, be successful in things that you want to be successful in. You want to reach out and maybe ask for a mentor from somebody in your field, even if it's not necessarily within your organization, because organizational culture could be kind of tricky. So ask for mentorship, be willing to learn and be willing to receive and be willing to give feedback to other people as well. Learning how to become a better follower is another goal you can set for your career this year. As a good follower, you're able to develop skills like people management. You're better able to be a critical thinker. And as a good follower, whether you're a leader or not, you are able to contribute towards an inspired culture within your organization. Those are all wonderful things. To be a good follower, you have to know the difference between following your what or following your who. Several times people get that mixed up. So they follow a who based on who the person is. If the person say right, wrong, up, down, they're all for it. And if the person, and not necessarily what the person is doing, but as a inspired follower, you follow your what. So you know what your values are, you know the things that you agree in, and then you're able to follow along whoever is leading, whether you can't really take on that person, you can't really take on how they just move, but you know what they're saying is correct. So you put all your pettiness aside and you follow through and you get things done. That helps you to grow and become a great follower. Also, as a good follower, learn how to believe in your leader, whoever it is that's leading you. Believe in them and show them that you believe in them. Say, hey, I know that you can get this done. Instead of offering shoo and criticism, offer feedback, because we all need encouragement. So that can help you to become a better follower. And the final goal you can set for this year for your career is to help yourself to earn a reputation. Now, in our younger days, we could have said, oh, I don't care what anybody has to say about me. I don't care what they do. I just go along, whatever, and taking that approach and bounce around. But the truth is, especially in areas of your career, whether you own your own business or you work for a Fortune 500, you still have to be mindful of how other people perceive you, right? And the truth is, the better the perception is, the better your business runs. It increases your chances of profitability. It increases your circle of affluence and influence. So you really want to pay attention to that. So how do we make it work? Well, you can do things like being sure to do what you say you would do and to do it well. Not just try to do everything all over the place, like everything that comes out, you want to try this, you want to do that, it will be a part of this. You can't like dilute your focus like that, especially if you want to get a reputation in a certain field. Now, I'm not saying to not diversify, because I believe in diversity in everything that you do what you have to do. However, be sure to have it down, pack in one area before you move on to the next. So if you have a roti shop and you decide to have sorrel while you're doing your roti shop, make sure you're focusing on your roti shop. You have your roti shop good and you're making your sorrel and you continue going. And people might say, oh, she roti tastes good, but me ain't there for that sorrel. Then they could go somewhere else and get the sorrel until you perfect the sorrel. But make sure your roti down pack. So have the thing that you know that you are good at, that you like doing, that comes easy for you, perfect it, and so build a reputation on that so people can know that about you. And in time you evolve to other things, because there will always be people trying to ruin your reputation or say otherwise. But the way you protect your interests is by making sure you take care of what you said you would do. You will not be ever able to please everybody, but make sure that the people that you are here to serve are being served properly. And that's it, guys. Those are the 5 goals I think we could add to our list of things that we plan to do for this year. I believe this will be a fascinating year for us, and I am really excited to see how we evolve in it. Of course, if you added some other goals for your career that was not listed, please be sure to leave a message in the comments so we can add it to ours or take it or consider it as well, because we're all here to learn from each other at the end of the day. And thank you for viewing, and you guys have a wonderful week. Take good care. Bye.